What's up to the cackle, to the toots, and non-toots on a Thursday? We love each and every one of you. Guess who it is? It is Chrissy 9 Slices and Pappas.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for your service. We appreciate you guys listening to the podcast. If you're listening for free right now, you are, unfortunately, when you look in the mirror, you have to say one word and one word loud. Toot. If you have joined our Patreon, patreon.com/BayRidgeBoys, then you can proudly say you are a non-toot and your parents are proud of you.
If you're a toot, I want you to repeat after me. My name is blank blank. Repeat it. Look in the mirror. I am a prostitute. We love you. We know Zach Isis has been wilding out. You guys have just gotten an unbelievable 2-for-1 treat. You listened to Tim Dillon's episode for free.
Yeah.
And somehow we had a leak from the inside, and Ari Shafir's episode also got released for free after we marketed that it wasn't. But guess what? This is how it's going to be from here on in. If you join our matriarchy, you will be able to enjoy our interview episodes as we're going twice a week before they air for 3 to 4 weeks. 4 weeks.
Yes.
I should say 4 weeks. So it'll be on Patreon once we stockpile enough interview episodes. Those episodes will be available only on patreon.com/BayRidgeBoys for 4 weeks until they are released to you, toots.
Toots. Yeah, and you know, if you guys, we're going to start doing live shows pretty soon because the Hyena fan base is growing, the matriarchy is growing. But until then, you're just going to have to come watch us individually. Got a lot of dates coming up. All my dates are at chrisdcomedy.com. Got Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., San Antonio, Sacramento, and Denver all coming up.
And I'll be in Philly, Long Island, Miami, and West Nyack, upstate New York in March. So my website will be back up, but just follow me on fucking Twitter or follow me on Instagram. You know what the deal is.
Yeah.
You know?
And so this episode, because it's Black History Month, and last month, January, was fucking Power Women's Month. Yeah, it's Queen Month. This month, Black History Month. So we decided to kick it off with a fucking wild story about a wild child, the first black heavyweight boxing champion of all time, Jack Johnson.
I mean, Jack Johnson is one of the wildest kids.
Yeah. First of all, he's fucking jacked.
Kid was jacked before they had juice.
Were you getting a little horned up watching that documentary?
No, I was not getting horned up watching.
Okay, that was just me then.
Because Jack Johnson, he looks a little like Hannibal Buress.
He looks a little bit like Hannibal Buress.
If Hannibal Buress was athletic,
if Hannibal Buress even thought about exercising ever, because Hannibal Buress looks like a sack of potatoes.
He looks like Mike Suarez a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mikey Suarez.
Because you look like Hannibal if Hannibal was Mexican.
Yeah.
Because Jack Johnson is one of the wildest histories, one of the wildest people in history. He almost, when you hear his story, when you watch footage of him, you almost get the feeling like he lived outside of history. Like once in a while, you have these individuals in history who just seem like they don't live in the time that they live. And those are the people, like we've said many times before, that seem to propel history forward, who push it forward because they're kind of visionary, because they don't accept the norms of their time, because they break through barriers, and then thus they make it easier for people who come after them. Because make no mistake, he was doing shit at his time that as an African-American kid, you just do not do.
He was banging white women.
Openly marrying them, banging them.
He was driving, you know, all the fanciest cars. He had the top fashion. He was openly challenging the white heavyweight champions and the white champions in the box community, which at that time was a huge fucking no-no. It was believed to be whoever the champion of boxing at that time in the early 1900s, early 1900s, was whoever the white guy was.
John Sullivan in this
whoever
case.
whoever could beat all the white guys, that was the champion. Even though a lot of the black boxers were far, far, far better than the white boxers, it was just respected at that time that only the white boxers could be champions. But then Jack Johnson came along and he changed that.
He changed it in a big way. You have to really put yourself in the time. We're talking beginning of the 20th century.
Yeah.
Early 1900s. Slavery was, I mean, we're talking at that
There were
point.
people who were alive and still cognitively all there that owned slaves.
Because it was 35 years before 1900. 1865.
Is when he was born.
No, I'm saying 1865 was the end of the fucking Civil War.
Right.
So the actual war ended only 35 years before 1900.
Right.
This kid started boxing around like that time.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're not talking about racism or like Jim Crow, which was like another form of fucking slavery.
Right.
And, people, like you said, people who fought in the Civil War were like still pretty young people.
They were in their 50s.
They were in their 50s.
Yeah.
Walking around.
With the same opinions.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, America had the same opinions.
Yeah.
I mean, the lynchings were just part of what was happening. I think I remember when we did research for this, hearing some stat, and ISIS can double check it. At the time that he was married to his like first wife, the guy had many white wives, which is wild.
Yeah, white wives, and most of them were toots.
Yeah, like literal toots.
Like true prostitutes.
True,
he would marry a prostitute. That's how wild Jack Johnson was.
Yeah, he would marry prostitutes. He really had an affinity for him. But at the time, I think of his first white wife or something, if I remember correctly, there was like something like 1,000-something lynchings in America that were reported, tracked.
Right.
Like 800 of them, or like, an overwhelming majority of them were black kids who got hanged.
Right.
Lynched, who got lynched.
Right.
In these fucking mob lynchings. It's hard. Can you imagine we were living in a country where there was just like vigilante justice like that?
Right.
Where dudes would just get lynched?
Yeah.
Like without, not police, it's no law. Just like a mob would come and lynch people.
Yeah.
And black people had to live in constant fear of that. We were talking before, I think it was on another episode we talked about it, but it bears repeating because of what we're talking about now. We were talking about how like it's an old Patrice O'Neill thing that I heard him say, which is wild. It makes me think of Jack Johnson. It's like Patrice O'Neill, I think, once said like it's a weird thing. He's like, you force black people to come here in chains, brutal, enslaved us, fucking murdered us, raped us, forced us to work in the ungodly conditions, etc., etc. And you hate me?
Yeah.
It's kind of wild when you think about it.
It's wild, yeah.
Like, you hate me?
They really hate themselves.
I mean, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
I mean...
And, with Jack Johnson, first of all, he was born in Galveston, Texas. So it was like he was from the South. He was from a place where people fucking hated him, just simply what he looked like. So the way first of all, he learned how to fight. It's a brutal thing that used to happen is white men would get like 10 black kids and blindfold them and just have them fight, and they would fight, and whoever was the last kid standing would get like a fistful of coins. They'd get like 5 cents, and Jack Johnson was a lot of times the last kid standing, so he was able to beat the shit out of people blindfolded, and kind of just grew up really fighting to survive, fighting to make a living. So when he started to get pitted up against these white boxers, forget about the champions, like just the challengers, I mean, it would be complete child's play. There's a story of one guy, I think his name was Tommy Burns. He was from Ireland, and he went again. There was kind of like, not that it was a script in boxing, but, it was understood like, hey, like, I'm fighting Jack Johnson because he became like a celebrity fighter. I'm fighting Jack Johnson, like it's going to go 15 rounds. People want, I could kill you in 2 rounds, Tommy. I could kill anybody in 2 rounds, but they would film boxing matches like movies, and they would be full movies. So people want to see 15, 18, hopefully 20 rounds of boxing to get a good, picture, a good movie that, have people place bets, all that. So it was like understood like, hey, don't hit me too hard. I'm just toying with you. And then the 15, 16 round will really fight. And one time this guy, Tommy Burns, like just got gassed up and just was like, took a real swing at Jack Johnson way early. and connected and knocked Jack Johnson down. And then literally 3 seconds later, he knocked Tommy Burns unconscious in the middle of the ring.
Yeah,
so he could just do that whenever he wanted to.
Yeah, he was just superior, like Chris said.
Yeah, it's almost he was so superior, it almost made you think maybe he was born in Munich. Thank you. It was a little delayed, and that makes me nervous.
Because
I was just kidding.
Yeah, I think he's just getting numb to us now.
Yeah.
I think Isis is just getting so numb to the horror that comes out of our mouth that he can't even tell what a Wei Shangxing is anymore.
Yeah, it's funny. I hope that the people listening will hear us say something wild and then out loud in their cars or in their homes go, Wei Shangxing. I hope that they say it out loud.
I bet you they do.
Right on our Patreon wall. Go to patreon.com/BayRidgeBoys, right on the community board, and tell us if you say Wei Shangxing out loud in your car or home when you're listening to our podcast.
Yeah. So like
Real
Chrissy
quick, just a fact check.
Yeah.
The year he was married to his first white wife, there was actually 64 reported lynchings.
Wow. That's way too
Wait,
many
in
lynchings.
the country?
In the country, yeah.
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 Well, I remember the documentary saying a lot more. So maybe it was before that. Maybe it was just like before.
Johnson's first wife was black, though.
But even then, how many were black lynchings of those numbers?
Got to be
60, right? So it's like brutal. It's like almost all of them.
Yeah. Jack Johnson also lived in an all-white neighborhood. Like he.
Oh yeah.
He didn't
after he got
live
famous. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't live like in like a black part of town. He lived with white people.
Yeah. I mean, so that Chrissy just told you how he got to start. He got to start with these horrible things. What are those called? Can you look that up, Isis? It had a name that they would do these fights in the dark where these black kids would fight and the last one standing would win the money. They did that in the South. I remember in one of the documentaries we were watching, we actually heard the name. I'd like to know the name just because it's a fascinatingly horrible thing. That's how he started. Jack Johnson was just good at it. He realized he was tough. And then this boxing kid, this Irish kid, came and trained with him a little bit in Galveston.
Right.
And they both got arrested for staging illegal matches. Boxing was kind of in its infancy. And Jack Johnson was kind of like he made it. But the first guy that really put it on the map was this guy John Sullivan. And he was like the heavyweight champion of the world, and he was really like the Babe Ruth of boxing. And he made it what it is. He had a personality and blah, blah, blah. And he was actually the first heavyweight champion in America, was John Sullivan, when boxing started to really become a unified sport.
He was like a huge star, John Sullivan.
Huge star.
And everybody's favorite, like the American dream hero.
Yeah, and his thing was he was one of those Irish kids that was fucking racist.
Racist kid.
He would not fight black kids.
He thought he's the heavyweight champ, and he's exhausted all contenders. So he's like, you know what? There's no. And when he meant exhausted all contenders, he meant all white contenders.
Right.
Even though Jack Johnson was the clear favorite to challenge him, he was like, no, I'm not going to do it. It's like beneath him to even get in the ring with the black guy. He's like, the black guys have their own boxing.
Right.
And so John Sullivan retires at 34 years old. He retires, or 32. He retires.
He wanted, because he was like, I'm retired champ. I beat all these white guys. I won't fight the black guys. I got nothing more to do. I'm going to my farm, and that's that.
That's that. So he goes to his farm and gains 100 pounds. But Jack Johnson keeps fighting. He keeps fighting, keeps killing everyone that comes in his way. I mean, people now want to come to matches just to like see how. I mean, Jack Johnson was just so much bigger than everybody else. He was stronger than everybody else. You know, he would talk shit to the opponent's cornermen or talk shit to the crowd. He would have conversations with the front rows of the crowds while he's boxing.
That's why I said he looks like he exists outside time, because when you watch the footage, I mean, he wore gold teeth. He had gold fronts. You know, like a kid in the fucking in the rap game in the '90s or now, right? ISIS, yeah.
Tattoos on his fingers.
You have fronts. You got caps. You want them though.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
So, and he would talk shit to the opposing camp and ringside and announcers while he was fighting, the way Mayweather or Roy Jones Jr. would do.
Right now.
He was the first dude to do it.
Right.
And it's like that shit it doesn't look like it's happening in 1908. When you watch it, you're like, if they made this footage like normal speed, the way they can correct shit now, you'd be like, yo, that fight looks like it's happening now.
Right.
Because he had the swag of boxers now.
And Jack Johnson became so good that even white people Even who was the famous writer who wrote Call of the Wild?
Jack London.
Even Jack London, who was a known fucking racist.
Fucking racist.
Big time racist. Even Jack London wrote to John Sullivan, like, you need to fight this guy.
Yeah.
He wrote like a public opinion piece, was like, you need to fight this guy because he's just killing everybody. So to John Sullivan's credit, even though he's a racist piece of shit and he was clearly scared of Jack Johnson, he lost over 100 pounds to get back into fighting shape in like 6 months.
We're confusing. We're actually confusing. I just realized, but it's okay. We're confusing John Sullivan with Jim Jeffries.
With Jim Jeffries.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So let's go back for a second just to
They're
clear
just
that up.
dumb white guys that got demolished by Jack Johnson. That's all you really need to know.
Because when I see you boxing with Sergio, you just look like one of those clunky guys that Jack Johnson beat the shit out of.
Yeah, I would just be Jack Johnson's fucking lunch meat.
Yeah. So we got a little confused. Everything I said about John Sullivan's correct, except for the fact that he retired and went to his farm. What happened? John Sullivan was the Babe Ruth of boxing. The first heavyweight champion of America was John Sullivan. That is true, right? He was a racist kid, and he said he would not fight blacks. That is true.
And he actually never did fight.
He did not. He never did fight blacks. What happened was, as that was happening, Jack Johnson was starting to box. The guy who came to Galveston to train him was named Choyansky. So he wasn't even an Irish kid. I don't know what the fuck he is. Is that Polak?
Might be a Polak, might be a Rus.
Whatever it is.
Either way, get him away from me.
Anyway, they became friends, and they went to Memphis, and they were staging boxing exhibitions, and they got arrested because boxing was illegal only in certain places. It was a new sport. It was deemed violent.
Right.
Now, this is what happened. Jim Corbett. That's that Canadian
Who was another
kid.
Racist guy who used to wear a thong.
Yeah, he was. Those kids used to fight in fucking thongs.
Truthfully, Google picture Jim Corbett boxing. He boxed in a full thong, and make no mistake, kid had a nice high tight ass like Hyenas did when he was 23.
I did have a nice.
Yanni had a nice tight ass,
and I had a high ass too.
You got a nice fucking tight Jim Corbett ass.
Cousin, when I was 23, I was fucking jacked.
You were fucking jacked, but you did have fumes because you're a swarthy Greek.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, so
what
maybe
it
you
is.
go another language, but that's good enough.
All right.
So Jim Corbett, he was a Canadian kid, racist kid. Everyone's racist back then.
Right.
And what's interesting to me is, like, John Sullivan was an Irish kid. There was a time where the Irish were discriminated against too. But I have to say, they assimilated into America because of white privilege. I buy that as white privilege. It's like your skin is white, so they assimilated easier.
Right.
They had an
I
easier
agree.
time. Black people have a fucking raw deal in this country.
Absolutely.
Because black people can complain till they want. I get it.
Yeah.
The more you learn, they had a fucking raw deal.
Absolutely.
So anyway, Jim Corbett beats John Sullivan.
Right.
Canadian kid. And he had this defensive fighting style. And at the time now, Jack Johnson's rising the ranks in the Negro League. And there was a Negro boxing federation.
Right.
And he's just knocking dudes out.
He beats the shit out of everybody.
He's just winning. And he doesn't.
And he's winning. And also, let me just add, because Jack Johnson, obviously, black fighting, in the Negro leagues, he's not even really going full force because he doesn't want to beat up black people.
No, he
but
really's got a hunger to kill. He wants to beat the whitey.
He wants to beat whites, and I
he wants to
get
put
it.
He wants to put a beating on whitey.
I get it.
So he's beating these black champions and are real savage fighters too. That just like in the
Good fighters.
Negro leagues in baseball, the black boxing league had some fucking savages in it. Some good boxers.
Yeah, like Satchel Paige from the Negro League threw back-to-back no-hitters, one righty, one lefty.
I mean, it's kind of wild. That didn't happen, but
It's what it is.
It's what
though.
it is.
Sounds fun.
That's a callback. That happened on an earlier episode. I remembered you said that fact, but he did something
I
wild.
think he did throw back-to-back no-hitters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jack Johnson kind of invented this defensive fighting style that, it seems like John Corbett kind of maybe took, and then John Corbett got all the credit for this new kind of defensive style.
But it was
when
Jack
he beat,
Johnson.
Right, when he beat Sullivan, right? So there it is, fucking honky, stealing black culture again.
Cultural appropriation, you thong-wearing son of a bitch.
Yeah, so he got all the fucking credit, and yeah, John Corbett used to fight in a thong.
Yeah.
When you go back and look at it, I mean, it's a piece of dental floss in his ass cheek.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie, I excused myself, went to the bathroom to spank it.
You got a creeper, no?
Yeah.
Cause when you get a half chub, it's called a creeper.
Because
it's creeping on a full boner.
It's creeping on a full boner. Call him a creeper.
Cause when I used to play basketball, you know what I would do? Because I'm not comfortable with how small my penis looks limp.
Yeah.
So when I was around the guys, I'd go to a stall to take a piss, and then I would chub it up by beating it against the wall
It's
or
what
just
it is.
stroking it a few times and then go back out naked with a creeper.
With a creeper.
So it looks a little bigger.
Go to patreon.com/BayRidgeBoys and tell us your best creeper story, guys and girls.
Yeah, patreon.com/BayRidgeBoys. So in 1902, by 1902, Jack Johnson
Yeah.
had fought everybody.
Everybody, like 27, 28 fights, 28-0.
He was
Knockouts.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
black fighters, a few white. He had crossed the color line, and then Jim Jeffries, who's retired. No,
Retired champion.
wait, we got to introduce Jim Jeffries. Yeah, so
Not the comedian from Australia.
So Jim Corbett, right, is this Canadian, finally agrees to fight Jack
Johnson.
Jack Johnson beats the shit out of him.
He beat the shit out of Corbett in his thong.
He beat the shit out of him.
But Corbett wasn't a champ at the time. He was just a fighter, a white fighter that agreed to fight Jack Johnson and got annihilated.
yeah, he got in. They did it in Australia, right, where he got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Was that Corbett? Yeah,
No, that wasn't Corbett.
that wasn't Corbett.
In Australia, that was Tommy Burns.
That was Tommy Burns. So which one's Corbett?
Corbett was not Canadian. Corbett was from Boston.
Oh, Burns was the
Burns
Canadian.
was Canadian. Who was fighting under a
Racist.
pseudonym. He was a
Yeah.
racist. I mean, they're all racist.
Yeah.
Corbett was racist.
Yeah. So who's Corbett? He's just some Boston kid.
But
He got
Corbett
his
was
ass kicked.
he did fight in a nice thong piece though.
And he became the champ for a little while, but then he got fucking knocked
Then
out.
he got fucking
Oh,
knocked.
then Burns beat him, right?
Burns beat him. So, but then Corbett fought Johnson. It was like the first white versus black fight, and Johnson just absolutely knocked his fucking head off.
I mean, he beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, he would beat these guys. He did it.
Laughing.
Yeah.
He'd be laughing, talking to the ringside people.
I mean, you have to. There's a great documentary called "Unforgivable Blackness."
You have to watch Unforgivable Blackness.
by
You
Ken
have to.
Burns, and it really captures what Jack Johnson was all about. He just didn't give a fuck
He didn't
at
care.
a time where that could get you killed. He was beating the shit out of this white guy in a stadium full of white guys
Who wanted to kill him.
who wanted to kill him, and also the whole country. It was at this time of bullshit racial superiority where they felt like white people were just superior. It's like, hey, he's a black guy. He's not as physically gifted or mentally as gifted. And Jack Johnson was just fucking annihilating them. It's like what Jesse Holmes did at the Olympics in Munich when Adolf was telling people that the Germans, like you think, are fucking superior.
Yeah.
And like we're the Aryan race. And then Jesse Owens just came and beat the shit out of him.
Wanna-
Because you know who's superior? Black kids. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a cock.
Es ist genau das, was es ist.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I got those two confused. So Burns, whatever. Anyway, Jack Johnson beats the shit out of Jim Jeffries' brother. Jim Jeffries is a champ. He goes
Jim
and retires.
Jeffries' brother, whose name is Jack Jeffries.
Yeah, so Jim Jeffries is the one that goes retires on his farm undefeated.
Yeah. And he's the champ.
Oh, that's what happened. Jim Jeffries retired, and then one of these white boys took the title, Jim Corbett, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, whatever. They fought each other, and then fucking
He
Burns.
refereed the match kind of thing.
some shit.
Some bullshit.
But the thing to really know is Jim Jeffries retires. He won't fight a black guy. So he's like, I retired. I beat everyone. He retires at like 34 or something
Yeah.
younger than. No, he retires at like 28.
Yeah.
And for 6
And
years.
gains 100 pounds.
Yeah, he just lives on his farm. And then these other white boys fight Jack Johnson, and he beats the shit out of them.
Right.
He actually was held. Like back then, it was like they'd fight 20 rounds, and there was no knockdown rule.
No.
So he would just knock these dudes down and then pick them up, and he would actually hold a few of them up.
Yeah.
And just so he could beat them more.
Yeah.
He was really
It
trying
was
to hurt
so
them.
awesome, and it was so awesome. And, you know, obviously Giannis and I aren't black, but we were like screaming with pride at the TV that he would beat the shit out of these racist fucks. I know that being racist was a product of the time. I'm aware of that, but still, like, you have to know how fucking dumb you're being by thinking someone's inferior because of the color of their skin. So I'm happy that they got their fucking asses handed to
White
them.
kids are insecure kids.
White
huh?
kids are very insecure, and being insecure.
You think racism comes from insecurity?
being I've said this to you privately before. Being insecure
Yeah.
as a man is the most disgusting fucking quality to me. It actually makes my blood boil when I see a fucking insecure man around a woman, like some of our peers. What I've told you, I've gotten to the point where I'm seconds away from being like, if you talk to her like that one more time,
Because you think it comes-
I'm gonna smash your head off this fucking counter.
Uh-oh.
Steel pipe Chrissy D
Yeah.
fucking gets really pissed off when he sees an insecure man treat a woman badly. I fucking hate it.
And you think
because it's gross, it's insecure, and you're a weak fucking piece of shit.
And you think it comes from insecurity.
It comes from being insecure.
How and what? How could you describe it? How does that translate from insecurity
Because you're scared of the power the woman has, or you're scared of, you know, what your dad used to do to you and how he used to beat you up. So now you feel like you need to get power back. You need to get power back that you didn't have when you were a little kid, or you don't have power in your life. So you gain power by exercising it over a woman.
You fear powerless, so you try to make up for that by
disgusting. Because if you
squashing.
fucking were a real man, you just have power in this world. Because make no mistake, no matter what Kamala Harris tells me, the world is dominated by men.
Yeah, you were right on top of that one, Zach.
Yeah,
I see.
I'm just kidding, but the first parts of it were true and accurate.
Yeah.
And I will vote for Kamala Harris. She's the next president.
Yeah. So back to 1902. Jim Jeffries, Jack Jeffries, Jim Jeffries' brother's a fighter, and he fights Jack Johnson, and Jack Johnson beats the shit out of him.
Beats the shit.
While Jim Jeffries is at ringside, like this is a fucking Rocky movie. So Jim Jeffries actually, unlike John Sullivan, Jim Jeffries did fight blacks, and he did beat a lot of them. He was a legit fighter.
Who?
Jim Jeffries.
Okay, so Jim Jeffries, yeah, but not Jack Johnson.
He wouldn't fight Jack. No.
Yeah.
At this point, Jack Johnson was the Negro heavyweight champion. They had their own league, and guess what his nickname was, which I loved?
What?
The Big Smoke.
Yeah, Big Smoke.
I like that, the Big Smoke. So Jack Johnson, eventually, he beats all the fucking white people. He beats all the white fighters. He beats all the black fighters, and the white America is starting to really get uncomfortable because they're insecure fucks.
Because they're insecure little dick fucks. So Jack Johnson. So finally, what happens is now the writer from Call
Jack
the Wild,
London.
Now Jack London says to Jim Jeffries, "It's gotten to the point now, Jimmy, where you need to fight Jack Johnson if you really want to be the champ." Because America is speaking now. They're saying, "Listen, we don't recognize Jim Jeffries is the champ, but Jack Johnson is so good that somebody needs to fight him and win, and that needs to be the white champ. The only man who can do it is Jim Jeffries." That's what they're saying.
The first really great white hope.
The first great white hope, and he's 100 pounds overweight. So to Jim Jeffries' credit, he loses 100 pounds, gets in top-notch fucking shape, and then the fight is scheduled to be fought in Reno, Nevada. This is one of the first times, like, boxing is big in Nevada now. It's one of the first times that, Nevada Boxing Commission, it's like their first big chance. Jim Jeffries fights Jack Johnson, and it's about 20, 30,000 people there. Jack Johnson, he says this afterwards, and if you watch the videotape, some fucking wild things happen. If you watch the video, it's 1910, so it's like grainy footage.
Before 1910.
No, it's 1910.
It's 1910 at this
I think
point?
it's 1910. So
You sure?
I'm pretty paused. So when did Jack Johnson fight Jim Jeffries for the heavyweight title? I believe it's 1910. So he says after the fight that he could have beaten him in the first or second round, but it's just he didn't want there to be a riot. He didn't want there to be a riot.
That's what they assume. He never said it, but that's what people assume because he could have.
So he finally, in the 15th round, he's just toying with him. He's beating him. Finally, the 15th round, he knocks Jim Jeffries down 8 times in one round and punches him out of the ring.
Through the roof.
Through the rope.
I mean,
do you understand what we're saying to you right now? In a country that it would be like right now if the fucking boys showed up to Kabul, Afghanistan, which we still are there loud and proud, and I'll do whatever our fucking Lord and Savior Donald Trump tells us to do. So if he says stay, then we're staying. If he says go, then we're going. I don't care what fucking Cortez tells me to do.
Wei Xiongxin, please.
Wei Xiongxin, I'm kidding.
Wei Xiongxin.
I'm too scared to go to war. I'm just kidding. But it would be like if whoever the leader of ISIS was, like the fucking top-notch fucking dog, we go to fucking Baghdad, and one of our boys knocks his fucking head off through the fucking ring.
Yeah.
Like, that's how crazy it would be. It's like
it's unheard of.
He
was fearless. He was fearless.
To do what he did to Jack Johnson. First of all, there were no black people allowed in the arena, so it's all white. 12, 15,000 white people. All they want to do is see Jim Jeffries win, and fucking Jack Johnson knocks him out of the arena, and he was talking to the cornermen. The cornerman turned out to be, Jim Jeffries' big cornerman turned out to be Jim Corbett, the guy who boxed in a thong, who was yelling racial slurs at Jack Johnson that even Jack Johnson said, I can't even say what he was saying to me because it's really disturbing.
He would just smile at them and talk shit. It's
and
hilarious.
he just kept saying,
he never lost his cool.
and he was saying things that you just want like the good guy to say in a movie.
Yeah.
He was saying like, Jim, does this hurt? Am I hitting
Yeah.
you too hard?
Yeah.
Why don't you hit me a little harder? Jim,
Yeah.
why don't you try to hit me in the chest?
Where'd you learn how to hit?
Where'd you learn how to hit?
Yeah.
Oh, did Jim Corbett teach you how to hit? Because
Yeah.
this is not good. And
It's
then he
just good.
fucking knocked him through the ropes
Yeah.
and out of the fucking ring and became the first black heavyweight champion ever. But the fucking just insecure, dumb white America government thing that happened is when he was knocking Jim Jeffries out, they stopped. The government made the video people stop the tape.
They did
And
that
there's-
with Burns.
And there's no, I thought it did that with.
Well, then they did it twice because they also did it with Burns, that
Yeah.
fight in Australia. The police stopped the fight, and
They
camera.
didn't stop the fight. They stopped the camera. They didn't
stopped
want the country to see it.
Yeah, when he knocked out Burns,
Yeah.
that dumb Canadian fuck. The police stopped the fight and the camera when he got knocked out for good in the 14th round.
Yeah.
And that's when he became the first black champion of all time when he beat Burns, and then he beat the shit out of fucking Jim Jeffries after that, the comedian.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he had the same name, Jim Jeffries. So yeah, I think he did it twice though. I think they stopped it because they didn't want America to see that.
It was just and then so he becomes champ, but then, white America's always going to find a way to get you. It's just what they do.
And that kid you were talking about before, that middleweight, who he kind of had that where he punched he knocked the shit out of him. The guy went off script and punched. His name was Stanley Ketchup.
Oh, Stanley Ketchup, who was actually Jack Johnson's friend.
They were friends. He was a middleweight. He was a lot littler.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a stage fight because they both said, like, hey, we're going to make it go long. And then Stanley Ketchup actually knocked him down.
Yeah.
Stanley Ketchup was actually a really good fighter. He was just a lot smaller than Jack
He was
Johnson.
from Pittsburgh.
He went off script and punched him. And then Jack Johnson was like, oh, shit. And then he knocked him out so hard that they say his teeth went through his glove.
Yeah.
So
so that's just what happens
That's
when you go
just
off
how
script
fucking hard he hits.
with Jack Johnson. But then, unfortunately,
Jim Jeffries gets his ass whipped, and Jim Jeffries admits, even at my best, I couldn't beat this guy.
Yeah, so at least Jim Jeffries says that.
Yeah, he says that, but now people there's race riots all over the country.
Right, now Jack Johnson's a legit, like, one of the most famous people in the world.
And white people are depressed and upset and angry, and there's riots. There's riots. There's race riots all over the country because of this boxing
let's be
match.
honest, if I was alive in 1910, obviously I wouldn't have the same views as I have now, and I'd probably just be a racist white kid. When Jack Johnson beat who would have been my hero, Jim Jeffries, I would have had a nice piece of pound cake. Because I would have needed some sweets because I'm depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was race riots all over the country. Actually, a lot of people got hurt. It was fucking brutal. And actually, some black people beat up some white people, too. They got amped up.
Yeah.
They got amped up.
Yeah.
Because, fucking their guy just beat the shit out of the Great White Hope, and I understand it.
Good for him.
Dude, white people were gross back then.
Yeah.
It was fucking gross. But let me just tell you something a little bit about Jack Johnson before we go. His first wife was black, but this kid loved toots.
He loved white puss.
He loved white puss bad. He married the first... His
and
second,
make no mistake, toots in the early 1900s had fumes.
they had fumes because they all had muffs.
Yeah, they were muffs, and they were all scared of getting killed by Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, so his first wife was black, but then his second wife, he married a white prostitute, and they lived in an all-white neighborhood together.
With a toot!
Because Jack Johnson did not care. You just
He's a
didn't do that
definition
back
of
then.
wild, Jack Johnson.
He is fucking wild.
Yeah.
So he marries a white prostitute and then moves into a white neighborhood, which you just did not do. He was so wild. Booker T. Washington, who was one of the biggest, advocates, black advocates for black people, one of the biggest intellectuals, scientists
Of all time.
and all time in our country's history. Booker T. Washington, his whole thing was like, look, things are going to be separate for the foreseeable future. Let's just concentrate on our shit. Let's stop focusing on trying to integrate with white people. Let's just make our shit great. And he hated Jack Johnson because at that time there was this whole movement. Just like now you have Black Lives Matter movement. I mean, it has nothing to do with each other, but this was an actual movement where people would march and hold signs, and these guys it was called the New Negro Movement. And these kids didn't give a fuck. They wanted to integrate, and Jack Johnson was really like the best example of that new Negro movement, and Booker T. Washington hated it.
Right.
He's like, that's not the way to go, but Jack Johnson didn't give a fuck. One of his famous quotes is like, he just how do you deal with all this racism? He says, I just live like it's not there.
Right.
And that's kind of how he lived.
Yeah.
He just made it in his mind. He pretended like it wasn't there.
Right.
You know, a lot of people have the opposite approach where they like see it everywhere or they focus on it where it is. He just pretended like it wasn't there. I mean,
Right.
deep down he knew it was there, but he just lived like it wasn't, and it was almost like magic. It made all the white people go like, I guess they just didn't know how to handle that.
Right.
Because he did shit that's so outlandish, that's so shit that you really didn't do. I think he just made people. The reason why nobody killed him or anything is because they just couldn't believe. They were probably scared of his fearlessness.
Right.
They didn't know what to do with it.
Right.
So it's wild. He married white women. He lived in the fucking area. He had a couple fights where the police just didn't show the footage of him actually fucking knocking dudes out. He's such a smart dude, he patented a wrench.
Yeah.
He liked to drive fast cars, right? And so he was a smart dude. He would read books like crazy, and he actually patented a wrench that he used to fix one of his fancy cars that he fixed himself.
Right.
And he patented, and it became a wrench that mechanics used.
But then he did some jail time, though.
Did some jail time too. He would speed in his car.
Yeah.
And you know what he told one cop? This is
Yeah.
how fucking wild Jack Johnson was. He caught him going one way, and he told the cop, wait, don't write the ticket yet. Just wait for me to come back, and you can give me 2 tickets.
Yeah.
How fucking wild is he?
I fucking love
He's
it.
like, I'm going to keep speeding, so you might want to wait for me to come back so you can get me twice.
I think he
And
died
he's
in
also-
a car accident.
Yeah, and he's also saying with that, like, I have so much money. He's like making it rain on the cop. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Because this was like the early 1900s he was acting this way.
Yeah.
Fucking wild kid. And then he had a downfall after that.
Yeah. Then the government was like, we got to find a way to get Jack Johnson. He's causing riots in the streets. He's showing us up as the white government. So they made up this bogus rule that because one of his wives was a prostitute, or one of his ex-wives who didn't like him anymore, that he said they got him on charge that he brought prostitution across state lines, and that was a federal crime.
Yeah, and then he started drinking. One of his prostitute wives killed herself.
Yeah,
made him
he beat the
depressed.
shit out of a couple of his wives.
Yeah, he would drink. He beat the one he beat, but she came back to him.
It just happens. It's like, people want to act like everybody's all good. It's like, what he did was great, but, sometimes, you beat the shit out of your wife. It happens.
Yeah, but supposedly they really did love each other. He was a drunk. He felt bad about it. She killed herself. He was depressed about it. He spent all his money. Things started to get bad. He had a downfall, and then he died. But look, the kid was the definition of fucking wild. One of my favorite figures in American history, Jack Johnson, first black heavyweight champion of all time. He had no fucks to give. Didn't
Yeah.
give a fuck. He acted like racism didn't exist.
Yeah.
He beat the shit out of white people
Yeah.
at a time where they were just lynching black people. He fucked white women openly and married them.
Yes.
At the time when that would get you lynched.
Lynched.
If there was even a rumor that a black guy was talking to a white woman,
Yeah.
he might get lynched.
He's the kind of guy, 100%, if I was alive at that time, I would do anything I could to get in his lap.
You would, right?
Yeah, that's the kind of,
'Cause he's a real masculine
that's
hero.
the perfect lap for Chrissy Bitch Hips to sit in.
Yeah, and because when you look at the clothes he used to wear,
Yeah.
I mean, he was a sharp, loud, fucking flamboyant dresser driving
I
race
wish we could
cars.
hear his voice. There's no recordings of his voice.
I wish. Supposedly they said he spoke with like a slow, southern kind of soft. He was from Galveston, so he probably had a little bit of that, but also
Which is hot.
Yeah, because he was always smiling, always relaxed, and he would beat the shit out of whatever honky came in front of him.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
All
Fuck
right.
you, America.
Yeah.
First black American hero in the modern times, Jack Johnson. Happy Black History Month. We got 3 more weeks because unlike women, we're going to do black men.
Yeah, it's what it is.
Yeah.
Join the Patreon, patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. Thank you guys so much for being valuable members of the Matriarchy. Let's go sock some dicks.
Yas.
Hello? Sarah?
Hello?
Hey, Sarah Hagen Miller. What's up? This is Chris Stefano and Giannis Pappas from the History Hyenas giving you a call.
Yeah.
Oh, what's
Hi.
up?
Hey, Sarah. We just want to let you know we could talk for a minute. When you hear "Hey Bert," when you hear the "Hey Bert" button, do you have "Hey Bert"? When you hear this,
Hebert.
when you hear that means you got 5 seconds and then we're hanging up.
Because we got too many members now. We don't have time. We want to first thank you for your service and say hello. Who are you? Where are you from?
I'm from Huntington, Long Island.
Yeah.
Wow, she's out on the island.
Yeah, what are you doing
You
right
guys are
now?
actually scary accurate when it came to guessing. I'm a substitute teacher from Long Island.
I nailed it.
Accurate.
Yeah,
nailed it.
What are you doing
creepy.
What are you doing right now?
I'm actually home from work now, just relaxing, hanging out.
Are you
Right.
you live out on the island? So let me guess what you're doing right now. You're discussing plans about maybe getting sushi later with your friends, and then you want to talk. You want to talk to all your friends of whether you should have your wedding at Ohika Castle or at something farms, Farmingdale Farms, something farms with the word farms in it, or
Schmidt Farms, maybe.
yeah.
Schmidt Farms. Do you want to go pick
No,
pumpkins and
only
talk about the
Suits get
Jets?
married at Ohika Castle.
Only
Just
who?
kidding.
Wait, what'd you say?
Only who gets married?
I said only Toots get married at Ohika
Yeah,
Castle.
that's me. That's where I'm getting married. I'm a fucking
I
two.
know, I'm messing with you.
Sarah Hagen Miller. All right, what are you doing for the rest of the day? You want to fucking have a lean cuisine and have a beer on the neutral staircase with me?
Oh yeah, and Eileen Staircase.
Fuck yeah!
You sound like a papa. I can't say
You
it.
sound like a peas. Are you a
Oh,
piece?
Hebert.
I don't know. I guess so.
Of course, you're a piece.
All right,
If
we
you
love
listen
you,
to
Sarah.
if you listen to our podcast, it means you're a fucking piece.
Peace.
Let me just say this right now: you're one of our top tier toots. We've decided that the $25 members, you guys are the head of our cackle. You're the alpha matriarchs. You guys eat first. We love you so much. Because of you, we're able to do what we do. Is there anything you want to tell the people right now? You're live on the air on our podcast, and they hear you.
If you're not a member of the Patreon, you're too.
Yeah! All right, thank you, Sarah. Have a good day.
Take care, guys.
Love you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's how we keep them. I like
Yeah.
them with the hey Bert
Hey,
type.
Bert, and tell him in the beginning you got fucking, we're just out.
Yeah,
We're not, because then you'll just talk forever.
I know because I'm trying to be a perfectionist.
I'm giving them a minute 45 to 2 before I hit the
I want
word.
to take over the world like Schultz Hitler.
Schultz Hitler, you German fuck. I hope you go down with a sex scandal. Who's this?
This is Patrick Satazarda.
All right, Patrick said to shut up. Hey, what's up, Patrick? Shut up.
Fix you. Jesus Christ, what are you in a fucking helicopter? Hello? What's going on? What is that?
Hello?
Jesus Christ. Hello?
He hung up.
All right, try him
He
again.
picked up the phone.
Yeah.
He was just. You guys just witnessed
You
someone
want to
being
try that same
murdered.
guy again?
Cuz what
Yeah.
if that was just him farting?
All right. Again, Patrick Satazarda.
What's that kid doing?
Hello?
Yeah, cuz what's up? It's Chris Stefano and Giannis Pappas, aka the History Hyenas, aka what the fuck was that when we just called?
What?
What happened? It was a
I
weird
couldn't hear
connection.
you guys.
Sounded like you were
I couldn't hear you
farting.
guys.
Sound like you were farting into the mic. By the way, you have a minute to a minute and 15 seconds on this call. When you hear this "Hey Bert" button,
Hebert.
that means you only have 5 seconds. You only have 5 seconds left. We're gonna hang up on you. So what are you doing right now? Tell us where your Johnson is.
Yeah, what's your name? What's your name again, cuz?
My name's Patrick.
What's your last name? Schmuckenhorfen?
Patrick Satarzadeh.
Wow.
Tarzadeh.
It's a Polish-Irish kid that
Yeah,
likes to have a few fucking
No,
brews.
no.
Where are you from,
No,
Patty?
it's Iranian. It's Iranian.
Oh my God!
wow.
You're a Muslim. I gotta take a shower.
Yeah. ISIS just said assalamu alaikum.
No, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, he's my boy.
Where do you live? Where do you live now, Patty?
I live in Silicon Valley, Bay Area.
Oh,
Whoa.
fuck yeah! You got
Fucking-
a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You're a
right.
tech kid. You're a tech kid.
What are you doing today?
I am a tech kid. I'm at work, man. I'm sitting in my cube.
Oh, nice. What do you do?
I'm an electrical engineer.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
That means he's a smart kid.
No, I don't like when Middle Eastern kids are too smart like that.
Hey, by the way,
Yes.
Wait a second.
By
I
the
think
way,
we just
my,
had our
uh,
first Wei
my
Zhang
wife-
on a
my
phone
wife-
call.
my wife's. Hey,
Yes.
listen.
Yes.
My wife's a Greek physical therapist.
Whoa!
Keep it right in. That's right.
Fuck yeah, baby.
Tell her I say her father's disappointed that she didn't marry a Greek.
Yeah.
Hebert.
Hey, Bert. Oh, we got a
Good thing
few
he's
seconds
dead.
left. We got a few seconds left, Patty. We just want to say thank you so much for your service and thank you for being a valuable member of the matriarchy. And we hope that, you still love America after all we've put
Definitely
you
do.
through.
And thanks for all your service, guys. You guys are hilarious. Love it.
You're the best, man. Try to
Thank
win
you.
over your father-in-law. I know he's pissed.
Well, he's dead. So
Oh,
we're
thank
okay.
God.
Oh, God. Well, I'm sorry.
Praise be to Allah.
Tell,
Took care of that real quick.
yeah, tell
Yeah.
your wife. Tell your wife I said thank you and say Greeks are super people. We're number one people. We started everything, and you're lucky to be married to a Greek.
She's going to love that.
All right,
Thank
brother.
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you, Pat.
man.
Thank you for your service.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, we just bang them out now.
Gotta bang them out.
'Cause-
Sometimes you just need some German efficiency in here.
Yeah, we got too many $25. Remember, it's a good problem to have.
We got champagne problems, as Aunt Eileen used to call them.
Yeah, well, Chrissy, I want to tell you, my grandparents came from Bavaria, and we had a hard time. But listen, there's a link cuisine for you in the stove.
We got Lisa Johnson.
Oh,
Oh, let's call her up. Chrissy, your mother's going to be working late because somebody in the family has to make money because your father's good for nothing. You started because this is your girlfriend.
Yeah.
You want to bang out. Because you can't bang out all of our fans.
Why not?
Because we are so fucking wild and fun. Because
Yeah.
I would listen to our podcast.
Schulte didn't even know what our podcast was about. That's a
No.
marketing problem that we have.
Because too busy trying to become the biggest comedian in the world.
You have reached 678.
Hang up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, fucking ISIS was about to let the number out there again.
Of a hot girl.
Yeah. I mean, Icy, we got to just waterboard you.
All right, who's this now?
Zachary Davis.
Okay.
Zachary Davis. Sounds like he fought
Sounds
in
like
the Confederacy.
Yeah, it's definitely an American name. Suarez sounds like a kid who was on the losing side of the Mexican-American War.
Yeah.
Colonel Suarez got killed by Zachary Taylor.
Zachary Davis is his
Zachary
name, right?
Davis. You started off. You got a real Christopher Reeve curl going today. I got to give you a congratulations. I think this is the first week you didn't say I don't want to be here. Or the only day you don't have a fever. You feel good today.
Yeah. Am I Chrissy Fevers?
Yeah, you're Chrissy Fevers. Usually you just go, I got a low-grade fever and I don't want to be here. I'm tired. But today you're jacked
Hey,
up.
guys, sorry I missed your call.
Oh,
Didn't
fuck
message-
you.
Well, we can leave him a message. He's not.
Yeah.
Hey, Zach, what's up? This is Chris Stefano and Giannis Papas from the History Hyenas. Your name's Zachary Davis, so you're probably out busy fighting the Confederacy. You racist piece of shit.
That's an American name, kid. Yeah, we'll call you back. Thank you for your service. Thank you for being a $25 non-toot. You are the head of the cackle.
Absolutely. All hail Jefferson Davis.
Yeah, yank on that pseudo penis and say yas. They're going to love the messages too, right?
Yeah, the messages count.
Yeah. We got to still be entertaining in between the calls because we're on air.
Yeah, we're on air right now,
So-
and we're waiting for Rachel, and I just want her to get the fuck in here.
I should probably be reading some of these messages while we're in between because there's some funny
There's some
toots.
funny toot messages.
Some kid just said,
Billy Heslin.
Billy Heslin. This kid's is a fucking American kid. Hello, Billy Heslin?
Yes.
Billy Heslin, what's up, buddy? This is Chris Stefano and Giannis Papas from the History Hyenas. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's
How are you?
I just want to let you know we have a minute to a minute and a half to talk. When you hear this button,
Hebert.
then that means we only got 5 seconds left and we're going to hang up on you. What are you doing right now, Billy?
Honestly, I'm in the bathroom right now.
yeah! He's dropping a fucking deuce!
Yeah, taking a nice
Yeah,
fat
I just-
shit.
I just got out of work, and I'm taking my post-work done.
Yeah.
Where do you work? You sound like you work on the docks.
Yeah, you're definitely a blue-collar
Uh,
kid.
Sanitation.
Yeah! You know.
DSNY.
Yeah, that's right. Good buddies right there.
Good benefits.
Oh, yeah, man.
Now, what'd you throw out? Did you find any fucking good trash today? What'd you throw out? It was just your classic trash.
Nah, they're putting the plows on ready for the snow tomorrow.
Yeah. Now, when you go through certain neighborhoods, is there a little bit more turbulence with the garbage truck? You know what I mean? Is there a little bit, or some neighborhoods a little dirtier than others?
Definitely more dirty, but the traffic's probably the worst part.
The traffic, right? You got to deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you ever?
Well,
you
I'm
ever
in downtown Brooklyn, so that's no different than Manhattan.
Yeah.
forget
So-
about it.
I mean, he's got an accent like, look, my father was a garbage man, my grandfather was a garbage man, my dog's a cop,
Yeah.
my uncle's a garbage worker, my grandmother was a firefighter. We're fucking New York City kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm Bay Ridge, born and bred, man.
Wow, Bay Ridge kid. So you want to make America great again?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you're a good fucking kid. You ever go to Panatico and get a sandwich?
Of course I do. And my bank's right over there, Capital One.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
it. Shout out Capital One.
Cuz, have you tried Picante yet on 3rd Avenue? Italian food? It's delicious.
In the 70s, right?
yeah.
Yeah. It's like right across from Burger Bistro.
That's right.
Absolutely, cuz. All right, yo, listen,
Yeah.
thanks for pushing out that dump on us live on air. We appreciate you being a $25 member. For real, man. It really means a lot to us.
Yeah, we know that dump was
Hey,
probably a
thank you, man.
Campagna pizza from last night.
It was like 2 Subway sandwiches for lunch.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Juicy Smollett over here.
Yeah.
Subway sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cuz. Well, thank you guys thank you so much, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you. You're
Hey,
honorary
thank you guys, man.
You're honorary Ridge boy. We love you, Billy. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Love you too, guys.
Later, man.
Yeah, from the Ridge.
Yeah, from Bay fucking
We're getting
Ridge.
support from Ground Zero. Yeah.
Yes.
Billy, that was he was a working class kid.
Billy's a working class kid. He said, listen, I'm taking his shit right now. If I'm being completely honest with you, I'm taking his shit.
Be honest with you, I'm taking the shit right now, but I'll be honest with you, I love Donald Trump.
Yeah, he said, yeah, absolutely make America great
We
again.
got Kira Lynch.
Yeah, Lynch.
Denton Gooden says, Giannis the mobster. I love how at the end of every Walk and Talk episode, we can hear Giannis ask Chris, how much did we get? Referring to how much time a Walk and Talk was. He always sounds like a penny-pinching Italian mobster who just stuck up the store with his buddy. Fucking love these guys, and that's why I'm a non-toot.
Your phone carrier has incorrectly routed this call. Please contact your phone.
I mean, what the fuck?
What the fuck does that
Thank
mean?
you. Yo, Denton Gooden is flirting with superfan status. I've seen Denton Gooden a lot. Thank you for your service, Denton Gooden.
DG, Denton Gooden, no relation to Dwight.
F. Alicia says, any Turks around? How would we translate it is what it is? Oilish, oily. I guess that's how you say it.
Jeremy Lampert.
Jeremy Lampert sounds like a nice
Denise
white
Gomez says, it's what it is lo que es. It is what it is in Spanish is es lo que es.
guy. Es lo que es.
Alexander Buddha says, where the fuck is the Wei Zhongjin shirts?
Yeah, we got to do that.
Yeah.
Hello?
What's up, guys? Hi.
Hey, what's
up,
up,
guys?
buddy? It's Chris and Stefano and Giannis Papas from the History of Hyenas.
Hey.
What are you doing?
We lost them.
What?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us?
I'm just walking.
Fuck, what's going on?
Wherever
right
it is,
now.
the connection is kind of bad.
Yeah, we got a bad connection with you. Where are you? Are you in a tunnel?
Yeah, I'm in a subway right now. And I'm downtown right now, Honolulu. And this is just where this is where it is.
You live in downtown Honolulu?
Because you're Hawaiian kid.
Yeah.
They got subways
Yeah.
in fucking Hawaii?
Fuck, I didn't know we had Dog the Bounty
Yeah.
Hunter as a fan.
Yeah, they're building underneath the water, underneath the chasms.
Wow.
Filling it all out, and yeah.
Are you a surfing kid? You surf?
Cuz, what time is it there?
It's bright and early. It's like 8 o'clock.
Holy shit, cuz.
So you're a Hawaiian kid with a job.
It's like 11. It's like 11.
11 o'clock. So he's a Hawaiian kid with a job because he's out and about. He's not sitting in his underwear taking a shit like Billy.
Yeah. It's fucking wild, cuz.
Yeah.
Cuz.
Yeah, it would be so fucking sweet if you guys came to Hawaii, man. It's got a nice nightlife, and there's a couple comedy clubs doing open mic stuff, and that's what I'm working on right now. And yeah, just good crowd, and
Yeah, okay, so we got a few seconds left. I just want to say that you sound like Andrew Cunanan, the guy that killed Gianni Versace. All right,
I don't know how to react to that.
Thank you so much for your service. Enjoy the Honolulu transit system. We appreciate you being a valuable member of the matriarchy. Yeah.
We love you, cuz. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thanks, cuz.
Yeah, they would just cut him off
They
now.
would just cut him off. And fucking Andrew Cunanan, sick
So
fuck.
that
That's
was
it.
all the new ones. We can circle back.
We got to circle back, so it's nice we caught up on the calls.
Yeah.
A little bit, but
Well,
do have to call-
we missed a few that weren't
Well,
there.
We missed a few.
But that's
so
not our fault.
That's not our fault. That's called, and we can release it. We'll release these calls as a Patreon bonus episode.
No,
we could do
no.
that.
The whole point is that
No,
they have
these
to be
have
on a
to be on
regular
the free,
episode. Yeah.
I'm just trying to squeeze shit out.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah. Now that I brought it up, you remembered, right?
Yeah, I just want to go eat Pepe Russo and go home.
Cause I want Pepe Russo.
Calling Michael Highland.
Michael Highland.
Oh yeah, we've
spoken to this kid, right?
Yeah, a couple
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, this fucking Hey Bert time limit is great. We may have to give Rachel the Hey Bert time limit. We're going to plug this in. Yeah. Brittany Sullivan said, double the cackles. 2 episodes a week is the best thing I've heard since Jihadi's mixtape.
Yeah.
Brittany Sullivan's also superfan status. How about this guy's name? Supreme.
Your call has been
Supreme Peen Keon.
Yeah.
He says, hey, yo, I just got my episode today, and this is the first token every did Patreon. Shouldn't I have gotten it Sunday, or am I Franks and Beans? Based on that sentence structure, yeah, you're Franks and Beans. If nobody told you, you're Franks and Beans.
Who is this? This will be the last one.
Caroline McNamara.
Caroline Caroline. Hey, Caroline McNamara.
Yes.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, listen, we got a new thing. We're only talking to people for a minute to a minute and 15 seconds. When you hear the Hebert time limit,
Hebert.
that means you got 5 seconds left. So what are you doing? What's going on right now?
She's a Rhode Island girl, right?
Where you
I'm Rhode Island. I just got my groceries and I'm unloading my car.
Yeah, and you came to see me in Providence, right?
I did.
And you're peas.
And I'm the one that sent the picture to Hyenas yesterday because I was at Laugh Boston.
Yeah. I know exactly who you are. Did you come on Friday or Saturday to see him? Because I was there on Friday.
Saturday.
Oh, you missed me. I was taking a shit.
I know.
Yeah, it was
But
taking a
Sergio was hilarious. I love Sergio.
Oh, Sergio's
Sergio's
the
a
best.
funny kid. He's a Puerto Rican that smokes cigarettes and has a zoo in his 1-bedroom apartment.
It's just what it is. Just
So S. So we just want to say thank you. You're just a valuable member of the matriarchy, and you're a college student. So the fact that you give us 25 bones a month just really means a lot to you. And whenever you want, if you want to see a picture of my butt, I'll send it to you.
I'll keep that noted. Thank you.
No, guess what? Your membership is so important to us. I want to invite you to my wedding.
Your wedding's like a secret event. I don't know if that's appropriate.
It is.
it?
No, I can't.
You're going to be my +1, and it's going to be me, you, and Hebert in a room.
Yeah, ISIS needs a date. Would you go with ISIS, or would your family be upset that you're hanging out with Sandra D?
I'd go with ISIS. I mean, everyone deserves.
Really?
a good
But he's got
time every now and
tattoos.
then.
He's got tattoos on his fingers, and he's not jacked right now.
Yeah, he's not jacked. He's not on a cycle of steroids at the moment.
I don't mind tattoos. I mean, the fingers, like, you can overlook it.
But he does have horrible grammar, and he has a mixtape.
You're
So
such
he's
a
a perfect person to bring home to your father.
You're such a sweet girl, and what I love about you is that you introduced your father to the podcast, and now he just doesn't listen anymore.
I've got him back on it.
Oh, yeah.
When he watched your special, I made him watch that, too.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're the best.
You're the best.
Of course.
We love you so much. Thank you so much for your continued support. You're a top-level non-tier.
Top tier, non-tier.
And I appreciate you taking that picture with my headshot yesterday.
Yeah.
I reposted it. Thank you.
I know. I saw. That was awesome. That was a good moment for me.
Absolutely.
You're the fucking best.
Absolutely.
I'm going to come out there and take you to Federal Hill and buy you fucking sauce with spaghetti.
Yeah. And have a
that
good...
would be a time.
Yeah.
Have a good time unloading the groceries. We know that there's a lot of healthy options in there because you're a good kid. And just thank you for having no fumes and being a valuable member of the matriarchy.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you next month.
Bye.
Yeah, love you.
All right.
Time for the Patreon.
Time for the new Patreon members, fucking newest members to the matriarchy. First up, Joe.
Joe, one name. Joe, you're a plumber. You're a freaking American kid. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, even though normally one name is blacks, because it's Joe, we know you're a white plumber.
Yeah.
Diane Wadalowski.
Wow, that's a Polish girl.
Yes.
Give me some pierogies.
Yeah, she wants a pierogi, and she's probably stupid. I'm just
a lot of
kidding.
Ridgewood. Polish got a lot of Ridgewood.
Wait, Sean, no, they're not stupid. My daughter's godfather's Polish, and he's a great guy, so
She's a fucking doctor.
He's a fucking doctor that got circumcised at 19 like an idiot.
And also just got liberated from Dachau.
Yeah, it's what it is. He's got fucking concentration camp head. All right, give it up for Lauren Boothkin Johnson.
That is a black girl? You are a pea.
No, Lauren Boothkin Johnson is way.
She's way.
She's got a picture. Here we go. Here's what you would have named your vagina if you had one, or what you call your vagina when you push your dick back. Anna Nicopoulou.
Dickanis Goritsaki. She's a girl.
Elise,
Greek girl.
Elise Meehan.
Wait, that just means she had to sneak away from her father just to be able to listen to our podcast.
That's what it is. Elise Meehan.
Elise Meehan, that's a good Irish girl from out on the island.
One name, Tara.
Tara. Hey, girl.
She's an Irish girl from Woodside, Queens. Scott Warren.
Oh, so she's not black, Tara?
No.
All right. Who's
Scott
next?
Warren.
Scott Warren. Yeah, just a principal at a school somewhere in the Midwest.
Yeah. Courtney Quintal.
Courtney Quintal.
Yeah. Kelly O'Donnell.
Kelly O'Donnell, Irish girl. Hello.
Paul Newton.
Paul Newton, I love your fucking fig cookies.
That's what it is. Eli.
Eli, you goddamn son of a bitch. You're from the Bible.
Ryan Vargas.
Ryan Vargas, listen, cuz what you need to do is fucking get your soccer game to the next level because you play football.
Alicia Lagoon.
Alicia Lagoon has no fumes.
Speaking of that, next up, Fumeless Wasp from Caucasus Mountains.
Russian kid.
Yeah, next,
funny kid, PPW nominee.
One name, Damien.
Damien. Wow. We
Yeah.
licked each other's dicks and we were 7.
That's what it is. We've all been raped. Alfredo.
Alfredo. What's up? The kid's ethnicity is sauce.
Jamaica Taylor.
Yeah, the beef patty. We got another beautiful African-American follower.
She's white.
She's white?
Alexander Tabor.
I think they're just tricking us now to sound black because they know we got so many black kids listen to us.
Alexander Tabor.
Alexander Tabor sounds like she
Or
is...
Tabor.
Alexander Tabor?
Yeah.
Sounds like she's got a... It's
Well, it's
Alexander.
a guy. His name is Alexander.
Well, he's a woman because it's 2019.
Oh, yeah. I don't see gender. One name, Tom.
Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a kid from MySpace.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
Kalechi Nidu.
Well, that's
NDOH.
That's how far MySpace has fallen, that the kid, his credit is now he listens to History Hyenas.
Yeah. Kalechi Nidu.
Kalechi Nadu? Wow, finally another Asian kid.
I don't know. Rob Mendoza.
Rob Mendoza, I mean, come on. The kid definitely at least played high school baseball.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Mexican kid.
Caitlin O'Connell, who looks like a PEE.
Irish piece? No.
No fumes. Kira Lynch.
Another Irish girl. Coyote.
Coyote. Connor.
Connor, another Irish kid. Coyote.
Dalia Valkanos.
Greek.
With fumes.
You have to marry Greek.
You
The
have to
point
marry
of marriage is not to be happy. Point
she
to
looks-
marry Greek.
She's a piece and she's a $25 member. Coyote.
Thank you for your service. That means her pop's restaurant business is doing good selling cheeseburgers.
Jason Gillis.
Jason Gillis, he's a wasped out kid.
That's what it is. Ryan Feltham.
Ryan Feltham, black kid, right fielder for AAA somewhere.
It's what it is. Andrew Demetrios.
Andrew Demi, another Greek kid. Tikanis Goritsakimo, that means girl, but you're a kid.
Okay, so here we go. Next up, Alex Duarte.
Alex Duarte?
Yeah.
Just a dumb white kid.
It's what it is. Joni Serrano.
Johnny Serrano, listen to me. When you come to my house, pull your chain with your cross out over your shirt for my ma to see.
Christian Wentz.
Christian Wentz, wasped out white. He's a no socks, fucking boat shoes wearing kid.
Zachary Halliwell.
Zachary Holloway is a wasped out freaking trash kid. I mean, that's a kid from Florida. Definitely owns a gun. Definitely did a little meth.
100% Mike.
Mike? There's a dirty kid.
Here's one of my people, Hayden Schniederman.
What's his name?
Hayden Schniederman.
He's a German.
He's a German and he wants to push.
He would like to execute the plan.
He wants to execute the plan.
Push him his heavens.
Alexander Buddha.
Alexander Buddha's just a fat kid from Georgia.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
Eric Wilson.
Eric Wilson, that's finally a true blue black kid.
A TBB. Oh, this Polak got in again. Diane Wadalowski.
Well, that's a fucking Polish.
She went from 5 to 10.
Yeah.
What a fucking Polish thing to do.
Yeah. She's a Polak, yeah.
It's what it is. She upgraded her pledge, and good for you.
Thank you for your service.
Okay, hold on. Now we got...
We are so sorry we're behind. We're catching up.
Catch it up.
Thank you.
Brogan Heron.
Brogan Heron?
Brogan Heron. What
Wow.
a dumb first name.
Yeah, that kid's from Kazakhstan.
What an idiot.
What a dumb fucking kid.
Matthew Butterfield.
Matthew Butterfield, he's a wasped out kid. The kid owns one pair of socks.
One pair of socks, and he probably got abused.
He
his
owns
child because last name's Butterfield.
Yeah, and he's got no jeans. All he wears is fucking khakis.
This kid's a DJ, Matt Gambino.
Matt Gambino, listen to me. On Sundays, you don't call my fucking house because my mom is working making a sauce.
Yeah. Steve Geralt.
Steve Geralt?
Yeah.
Sounds like a dick.
Sounds like an asshole.
Yeah,
but thank
fuck
you,
you,
for your service.
Steve. Thank you.
John D.
John D. Wow. This kid, you know where he's from?
Where?
1997.
Yeah, Johnny D. All right, one name, Jessica.
Jessica?
Yeah.
Fucking cute. Jessica Rabbit. She's a rabbit.
Yeah, she's fucking cute.
She's from a cartoon.
Dennis Young.
Dennis Young? Boring fucking kid. He sells insurance.
It's what it is.
Yeah, kid's probably from Seattle.
Seattle. He's fucking got a Seattle vibe, but thank
He's
you
got
for service,
fumes.
Dennis Young.
Yeah, shave down your pubes because your balls got fumes.
Leslie Coffin.
Leslie Coffin? Jewed out girl. Yeah.
That's what it is. This girl put up a picture. She looks like a piece. Erin Freno.
Peace guns.
Asia Catawalder.
She's a Chinese porn star.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, this girl looks like a piece. Jackie Shenian.
She's an Irish girl with no fucking fumes.
No fumes.
Fumes.
Taylor Pepin looks like another piece.
Oh, fuck. Taylor Pepin, you cannot get more wasp than the name Taylor. If you got a first name Taylor, your parents own a pony.
Sean Harper.
Sean Harper, another wasped out fucking white kid, but he's trash.
Trash. Angie Ireland.
Angie Ireland, Irish girl, probably out on the island.
Emma O'Brien.
Emma O'Brien, wow. What are we, a potato famine? Get out of here, you mix.
Yeah, I love you. Thank you for your service. We appreciate it. You lucky charms.
Sunburned pale monkeys.
Yeah. Paul D, whose picture is him as a Mets emoji with a dumpster on fire.
Anyone named Paul D definitely is from the year 1999.
Jonathan Calderon.
We all know that is a Puerto Rican kid.
And so is this girl Pamela Tavares, but she looks like a piece.
Pamela
Tavares. Mary Sidoni.
Mary Sidoni. Cuz this is just tri-state area. This is the tri-state area section. Italian, Puerto Rican, what's next? Jew and black? That's New York City.
Next one, Tony 212.
Tony 212. That's definitely a kid from Ridgewood, Queens.
It's what it is.
Chris, you done good for the neighborhood.
Max Gonopolowski.
Kid's got gonorrhea.
Yeah, 100%. It's what it is. Christian De Leon.
Christian De Leon? Yeah, that kid does not know his father.
It's what it is. Next, one word, Ephalicious.
Ephalicious? Yeah, black girl. She wants to get in Chris's ball sack.
It's what it is. Bree Rhiannon.
Bree Rhiannon?
Rhiannon, Rhinnon.
Oh, it's R&B singer Rihanna, who's a fan of ours, who's using a fucking pseudonym.
Thank you.
Thank
Jeremy
you.
Lambert.
Jeremy Lambert. Boring kid. Fucking boring fucking kid. He works at a T-Mobile store.
IVLOSS. Live loss, Iv loss. I don't know. It's the last one.
Live loss?
I've lost. I don't know what his fucking name is.
I'll tell you what it is. Yeah, that's a Puerto Rican kid.
Yeah, and I just want to read out our message of the day, who somebody sent me. You are really not funny at all, just letting you know, and I want to see you versus Theo in the ring. Nice skin tone. Are you allergic to the sun? You look like a goddamn AirPod, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's a cute kid.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So whoever sent that.
The hate messages are funnier than the good ones.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for joining the Matriarch and being a part of our service.
Thank you to becoming a non-toot. You finally doing something with your life and paying for the fucking podcast you love, and we can't do it without you. You are very important. Thank you for your service. We read all the comments on patreon.com/BayRidgeBoys. If you haven't joined, what the fuck are you doing?
doing?
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.